Section 8.7b is about multiplying polynomials. This time we're going to multiply a binomial and a trinomial in this example. And here's where the FOIL method breaks down. If you remember from the last video, FOIL means first, outside, inside, last. If you applied that method, and I wouldn't write this down right now because I'm going to erase it, but if you applied the first, the outside, the inside, and the last method, in this example, the problem is you don't include this negative 5x in any of your multiplying. And that's a problem because it needs to be included. So instead of thinking about this as FOIL, this is one of the reasons why I've been saying the distributive property. Because the way you to simplify this is you take this 4x and you distribute it to all three terms in the second set of parentheses. So let's do that. 4x times 2x squared, 4x times negative 5x, x times x is x squared, 4x times 3. So we distribute the 4x into all three terms. Now we're going to distribute the 9x the same way to all three of them. So we get a plus 18x squared minus 45x and looks like plus 27. Now we're going to collect like terms. We're going to go in descending order. So I'm going to start with the x cubed. There's no other x cubed, so we'll start with 8x cubed. Now I see negative 20x squared and 18x squared, so that'll be a minus 2x squared. I see plus 12x and minus 45x, so that's going to be a minus 33x. And then I see a plus 27 on the end. There are no other like terms. It's in descending order, so this would be the simplified version. So realize that we cannot use the FOIL method here because it's not two binomials, but what we do is we distribute each term in the first set of parentheses to each term in the second set of parentheses. Here's another example of using the distributive property. You have to be very careful here as you distribute because there's three terms to distribute and three terms to distribute them into. So here we go. Distribute the y squared to every term, so we'll get a 6y to the fourth. Remember, you add the exponents. Minus 3y to the third plus y squared. I'm now going to distribute the negative 2y to every term. So that'll be a negative 12y cubed. Positive negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6y squared, and then negative 2 times 1 is negative 2y. And the last thing I'm going to distribute, I use a different color just so you can maybe see it easier. 5 to each term. 5 times 6 is 30y squared. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15y. And 5 times 1 is 5. Whew, that's a lot of terms we have to collect now. Remember, we're going to go descending order, so we'll start with the y to the fourth. And when there's this many, I like to cross them out so I don't miss any. Looking for y cubes now. I see negative 3y cubed, negative 12y cubed, and that's it. That's going to be negative 15y cubed. Now we'll look for y squareds. Here's a y squared, here's a y squared, and here. So 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 30 is 37 y squareds. We're just collecting like terms now, so the exponents come along for the ride. And then we have negative 2y, negative 15y will give me a negative 17y, and then plus 5 on the end. Answer written with all the like terms collected in descending order. Last one here, pause the video, try it yourself, and then come back. 3k times 2k squared, 6k cubed, 3k times 4 is plus 12k squared, 3k times negative 3, negative 9, negative 5 times 2, negative 10, negative 5 times 4 is negative 20, and negative 5 times negative 3 is positive 15. Looks like 6k cubed. Then we'll have 12k squared minus 10k squared is plus 2. K squared, negative 9, negative 20, negative 29, k plus 15.